Hey, Jen Banks here. This is the podcast A is for Adversity, and I'm going to talk about being more intentional about our thoughts and our goals so we can make our lives happen instead of letting life happen to us. This is episode number 17, The Power of Positivity. The sponsor for this episode is Kimberly Johnson of Noelle J Designs. If you haven't looked her up yet, this is seriously the time. She has an Etsy shop and she is offering 15% off all products using the code A is for Adversity. And the important thing to remember with this code is that it's in all caps when you order on Etsy. Again, please take advantage of this. You will be blown away by her amazing artwork. Plus, combined with quotes, it's the perfect combination. When I was on my mission, I heard that it takes 7 positive interactions before someone joins the church. I've since then heard this related to business and marketing and those sorts of things. And that's the power of being positive. Someone sees your example or your positive product, and eventually they want to give it a try. I'll share more about this in the future, but I hired Kayla Potter as my fitness life coach or personal trainer. And I've been working with her on my overall health and well-being. And I had seen her videos on Facebook, and at first I would just scroll past them. Eventually I'd get a little more curious and watch one or two, and now I've hired her, so that statistic holds true. While preparing for this episode, I was looking through the quotes in my Power of Positivity section of my quote book, and I started to notice a pattern. It seemed like most of the quotes had opposites in them. Those that didn't, I tweaked them so that I could include them in this episode as a fun way to share how to be more positive in our lives. I will go through 15 different quotes that have these opposites. I guess not all of them are quotes, but some of them are just musings and thoughts, but you get the idea. The first one relates to the phase of the program I'm in with Kayla, because right now I'm in the elimination diet. While living this way, it's extremely helpful to focus on what I am able to eat and not on what I am not able to eat. Of course, it's all a choice, but I'm choosing to work with Kayla. I'm choosing to live this way for right now, and I believe that it will lend itself to a healthier lifestyle. Eventually, I will include moderation and will be able to introduce things back in slowly. If I dwell on the things that I'm not able to eat right now, I'm a lot more discouraged and not as motivated to stick with the elimination diet. But as I focus on what I am able to eat and the many combinations and recipes that I can include, it makes it a lot easier. I haven't had any processed sugar, junk food, ice cream, chocolate, nothing of that sort since Easter. I have a certain list of the things that I can eat, and it mainly includes protein, carbohydrates, healthy fats, and fruits and vegetables. It feels a lot healthier to eat this way and is sort of clean eating, so to speak. Okay, that was a little more long-winded than I thought. Number 2 is focus on the good in others, not the bad. It seems like when someone speaks badly of another person, I almost see it as a challenge to see them the opposite way, or kind of like the unpopular opinion. There have been supervisors at work that aren't the most popular, probably because they're holding people accountable to do their job. Who'd have thought? But I'm always able to see the good character traits that they have and find a connection with them. Number 3, move forward, not backward. I've heard of this a lot recently with COVID. A lot of people want to go back to what was normal or what they felt was regular life. However, it makes more sense to move forward, take what we've learned, the way we've changed, and head into the future with that. And unless you have a time machine, there really is no way to go back, only forward. Gail Shee says, "We are not unlike a particularly hardy crustacean. The lobster grows by developing and shedding a series of hard protective shells. Each time it expands from within, the confining skin must be sloughed off. It is left exposed and vulnerable until, in time, a new covering grows to replace the old." Number 4 is a little cheesy, but we all need a good cheesy quote every once in a while. Success comes in cans, not can'ts. So true. If you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. Number 5, Margaret Runbeck says, "Happiness is not a station you arrive at, it is a manner of traveling." I really agree with that. We're not trying to get somewhere before we're happy along the way. And oftentimes If we have that mindset in the middle of it, it'll be a lot easier to reach whatever destination we're trying to arrive at. Number 6, if you want to be a smart cookie, don't have a crummy attitude. So I guess crumbs are the opposite of cookies. I also just like the play on words. I'm also going to stick this one in here with number 6. It's not an opposite, but it goes along with having a good attitude. It says, a bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't go anywhere until you change it. Attitude check. How's yours? Attitudes are for sure contagious. Okay, number 7. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes and plug it back in, including you. And that's by Anne Lamott. And as my husband would say, have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again? And just as the advice says, we do well when we unplug and take a step back, remove ourselves from all distractions, take some time to think or meditate. We come back refreshed and renewed. Number 8, make the most of all that comes and the least of all that goes. And that's by Sarah Teasdale. This applies to many aspects of our lives, whether it's an opportunity we felt we deserved or a promotion we didn't get, a circumstance that hasn't changed. Make the most of the experience and leave the rest behind. Number 9, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Hope is a useful emotion that drives us to reach our goals and get what we want in life. But when it doesn't work out, we should also be prepared for that eventuality. A question that I heard recently was, what was the last thing that rocked your boat? How did you take it? Did you handle it in stride, or did it really take you off course for a time? Number 10 is by Mary Engelbreit, not sure how to say it, but I love her illustrations. Walk towards the sunshine and the shadows will fall behind you. If you read between the lines on a lot of these, you'll catch the deeper meaning. Of course, when we literally walk towards the sunshine, the shadows are literally behind us. But are you walking towards the light in your life? Is the light of Christ with you? Or positivity, good energy, whatever you believe in? The more we walk towards that and cultivate that in our lives, the more shadows will stay behind us. Of course, it's always 50-50, but everything can change depending on our perspective, like we talked about with Outlook in the last episode. Number 11, Helen Keller says, when one door of happiness closes, another opens. But often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one that has been opened for us. A common theme with all of these is dwelling on things that don't serve us. Number 12, if you can't see the bright side of life, polish the dull side. Or I've also heard the grass is greener where you water it. Number 13, when life throws you scraps, make a quilt. This would have fit really well into my life episode, but it works well here too. You can pick up the scraps or the things that aren't going well in your life and turn them into something beautiful. This will take time and energy and is not instantaneous, but as we reflect on our life, we'll see a patchwork of experience and inspiration, along with understanding. Number 14, decide what kind of life you actually want, then say no to everything that isn't that. The words aren't necessarily opposites there, but the concept is, if you know what you're looking for in life, you can learn to say no to everything that isn't that, so that you can pursue your goals and reach your potential. We are the curators of our lives, as I said in my intro episode, and we get to choose what's here, what we'll focus on, what we'll make beautiful, and how we're going to let things shape us and mold us into the people that we're trying to be, or that God wants us to be. And the last one, number 15. Some days are better, some days are worse. Look for the blessing instead of the curse. Be positive, stay strong, and get enough rest. You can't do it all, but you can do your best. I don't have much to add. I feel like that one says it really well, and it includes being positive. It includes those opposites, and I love the rhyme in there. Your weekly wisdom isn't a quote with an opposite, but it was a quote that I found in that section that I really, really love. And it says, save an egg, crack a smile. I wish you all the positive vibes and energy to have a great week.